is what this once proud and profitable company sorely needs. What was once a captivating, trend-setting program has now deteriorated into a cliched, let's be honest, boring snooze fest that is in dire need of a knight in shining armor. Television ratings, downward spiral. Pay-per-view buy rates, plummeting. Mainstream acceptance, non-existent. And reactions of the live crowds, complete and utter silence. You're silent because you're embarrassed to be here. Honestly, I'm embarrassed for you. And the reason why you're embarrassed is because of the steady stream of uninteresting, untalented, mediocre sports entertainers who you're forced to cheer for and care for. No wonder you're not cheering. You can care.
Dildo asses.
This is war out of nowhere. This is war out of nowhere. This is war out of nowhere.
Welcome to Out of Nowhere. We're finally live. Discord stupid. What's up, everybody? Literally a glitch on Discord. So I'm in Discord. Jake is there apparently, but I can't see him. Other people are telling me they can't see me. So sorry about that. I guess Discord is going through some kind of bizarre glitch, probably related to servers. That's the only thing I can think of that would do that. So very strange, but good to be here nonetheless, and happy.
I mean, it would help if we stopped blocking each other, but I mean, you're the one that doesn't want to cuddle.
I'm just really happy that it is that, because I was worried. I was like, this is not normal Jake, so something's going on. Like
No.
I think
I'm here. Next Thursday, I got to go have the surgery, finally get the battery out. Of all days, I've waited 2 years to get this thing out, and they're like, well, you can go next Thursday or you can go the end of June. And I'm like, all right, Next Thursday it is. So I don't know what shape I'm going to be in for WrestleMania. We'll see. But I'll be filled with staples and stitches. So either which way, they do have to cut into my head, though. So this is more dangerous than we thought. So let's see. Don't turn Jake into a vegetable. That's the goal. WrestleMania weekend.
That's crazy, too. And that's all happening during, the worst time for you as far as that goes.
I was, greatly looking forward to this. And then the one big week a year, it's like, hey, let's do this now. All right, well, finally got the clearance, so got to do it. But We'll see if I can drag my ass here filled with anesthesia and staples.
Jesus, man, that's terrible. WrestleMania weekend, you're going to be a friggin' mummified pincushion.
Stapled mess. Yes, absolutely.
I mean, that's just awful for you. I mean, I'm not, whatever, I'll be fine. But for poor you having to watch it 2 nights in a row, too, at WrestleMania. No.
2 nights of WrestleMania and then surgery on top of it. I don't know what's worse.
Yikes.
But I am looking forward to TakeOver, Stand and Deliver. I just talked about it with Spaz a little bit more, and you and I gave most of our predictions last week. People could check that out. But tonight we'll wrap up the rest of the predictions for everything else that they announced. We'll talk about what's going on for Smackdown. and how that's essentially the WrestleMania kickoff show now. Kind of smart, kind of odd, but I get what they're going for. We'll talk about that. Talk about the ratings, and then all of this, issue with the WWE Network being censored left and right with Peacock. So,
and before I get to anything, I just want to say really quickly, because it's not going to play because he donated before the show started, but I got to give a shout out to ADTR, dude. He dropped a $50 super chat bomb, giving 15 of those dollars to Google. But ADTR, I won't be able to watch tonight because of work, but just wanted to donate. By the way, it's crazy that WrestleMania 17 happened 20 years ago. That's, dude, I mean, do you want to make me jump off a building? Or?
I know, and never mind that Casey is Raw was there in person.
Well, yeah, and
so many people coming out and they're like, I was at this Mania, I was at that one. I've always wanted to go to Mania someday, but this does not seem like the one to go to. Logan Paul will tell you otherwise, but
I've been to only one. Only one WrestleMania.
14, right?
WrestleMania 14 in Boston was the only.
And what a one to go to.
Yeah, I mean, we got really. You know what? We got lucky because and you did too over in Connecticut for 11. Well, not really, but that was terrible WrestleMania. But
it's Mania.
We got lucky because we were the benefit of one of the hottest times in wrestling as it started and hit the crescendo. We benefited from business being terrible the previous 5 years, or 3 years, the previous 3 years. So business being bad in 1994, 5, 6, and even 7 allowed Boston to get WrestleMania because it felt bigger than going to Connecticut or somewhere else again. They were like, ooh, Boston. We couldn't get. They wanted New York and they couldn't do it.
Yeah, they couldn't get what they wanted. So, but Boston seemed like a big deal, and then from there it just escalated and only got bigger, obviously.
And now they
can't
think
sell about
tickets.
The set didn't really start to what 16 was the WrestleMania 2000.
The what?
That's when the elaborate entrance sets.
Oh yeah.
That's when they started building these gigantic stages and theme sets.
I agree with that, and I also think though when I was younger, I remember thinking. Like you sort of subconsciously realized it, right? Because when you were younger, when I started watching wrestling at 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I mean, I can remember being 8 and watching WrestleMania 8, or I was 7, I guess, at the time, watching WrestleMania 8, and that was at the Hoosier Dome, and it was insanely huge. Like, they set a record or something. It was... The Ultimate Warrior had to run like a mile to get down to the ring at the end of the night. It was just this massive friggin' place. And so around...
it was a disaster.
Well, but I liked WrestleMania.
It worked, but...
I loved WrestleMania. It's like, I'll tell you, it's my top... It might be my favorite WrestleMania. I'm not even joking. A lot of people think it's a bad show.
Usually the one you go back to the most.
I loved that one. I don't know what it is, man. That and 17 and a couple other ones. But the bottom line is, I thought as a kid, when it came time for WrestleMania 9... because it was a different look, you were kind of like, you didn't realize. It actually seemed like it was bigger because it was Caesar's Palace. But after a little while, you look around and you go, Jesus. They went from this massive arena to, this is not many people in this place. It's like a high school football field.
Exactly. Once they pulled away for the big shots and it had that bowl look to it, you're like, wow, it's kind of just like bleachers with people sitting. It doesn't really feel that grand as it did years past. So
it was just, and you started noticing it, WrestleMania 10, but it was Madison Square Garden, so you were like, well, that's still a big deal in New York. It's the big arena in New York. The first WrestleMania was here. But when they went to Connecticut, when they went to Hartford, I think they went to the Civic Center. Is that right?
Yeah, the Hartford Civic Center. I'm pretty sure that's where that one was.
So, and thank you, ADTR, man. You guys can donate down below, too, using the links below. If you don't want to give Google 30% of your money, use the links below for Streamlabs, Streamlabs. It's down below. Credit card, all that other stuff. New $32 Rycock donation for the big guy. But WrestleMania 11 really was the one where you were like, yikes. Like the audio production, all the problems.
Just all the focus on the celebrities. That's all it was. Here's Jonathan Taylor Thomas, and where's Pam Anderson? And
how about WrestleMania 10 when they had all the celebrities, and then they were like, ooh, surprise person, and it's Roddy Piper again at WrestleMania. Like, it was like, that's the surprise, is Piper's the referee again? Like, you just did that last time.
They tried, I guess.
WrestleMania 10, 11. I mean, it was nice, but it was like, it reminds me of what Vince does now, and it's like a big surprise coming. It's this person who's not, it's like, so what? Who cares?
I feel like 12 is one of the most forgotten ones.
Yeah,
but
that's one of my favorite Manias too.
I really do like 12. But to me, I mean, 15 always is going to have a special place and just nostalgia memories for me. 17 is a huge standout, one of my probably my favorite.
Yeah, 15's big on
up there.
15's big on nostalgia. The only thing with 15 for me is when I go back and rewatch it, it's kind of just like a mess. Like, it's weird. There's like a million multi-person matches and
it is a total like product of the times. It absolutely encapsulates everything good, bad, awesome, and ugly about the Attitude Era.
Well, what it tells me about 15 is that 15 is like, when I watch 15, I think, well, the WrestleMania itself isn't very good, but the hype for it was really huge because, dude, that's the problem. Is back then the TV show every Monday, the leading up to Mania, ended up being better than the Mania. But nowadays, it's the show sucks ass and is horrific.
Yeah.
But then maybe the pay-per-view could be okay. So
it just comes down to which talent do you have in the ring, who's working with who, so what kind of match are they going to be able to pull off, given the stipulations and creative instructions that you've given these men. Because you've seen before, we can have two masters of the wrestling craft like Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles step into WrestleMania and not have that great of a match.
Right.
It was okay, but that's not what we were expecting. And especially the ending and the low blows and the heel turn and so I mean, yeah, you can have really good matches if they will let you have good matches. That's the thing. And we have incredibly, stacked roster with all this great talent, and most of the matches, they're not the most interesting, but at least they're enticing. There's a lot of good on this card. Cesaro and Seth Rollins certainly isn't going to sell out a ton of tickets, but that's going to be an entertaining match, no doubt about it.
Yeah, and so we have the potential for some matches to make us happy and be good. But again, we once again are screwed as far as entertainment week to week goes. So it's such a weird sort of situation and trade-off. But, it is what it is. Let's play one more dono and see what's up with some people. You guys are dropping some donos. Thank you guys for that. And guys, it is the first of the month, so if you want to make us feel happy and make me feel warm inside, sign up on Patreon. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Even if you left or left by accident or had to leave for a couple days, I will be still showing the producers, probably until the 5th or 6th of the month. And then I'll reset the producers list again. The producers you're seeing on your screen are the people that went above and beyond and went to $25 a month or higher. Like Sith Negan, who for 2 years has been almost at $100, I think, for those 2 years.
Yeah, the badass that got me this new comfy chair. Thank you again, sir. And he's been, like you said,
and it comes with a dildo.
Top tier. Well, obviously, he got me the drildo, not just the dildo. He got the drildo attachment. You hit that button, it's like Mr. Slave all over again.
Mr. Slave, what the hell? Play that Nine Inch Nails song where the guy gets waffled in the ball sack on the torture chair. Did you ever see that video? You know what I'm talking about? Yes. Happiness and Slavery.
The worst one is the guy that gets hit with the aluminum ball, aluminum bat in the balls. God. He pays a prostitute to hit him in the balls repeatedly with a bat. And it was on like World Star, one of those sites a while ago. But you hear the sound, that tinging noise that the bat makes against the skin, that ting, and you hear him, as he's just in heaven. It's one of the greatest sound drops ever.
Oh my God, dude! Happy? Can you
have to find it for
Can
you.
they even show the Happiness and Slavery 9 Inch Nails video on YouTube?
I don't think they can nowadays. I don't even remember.
Wait, here it is. Wait, I found it. Well, this isn't 9 Inch Nails though. They don't have it up on their site. Wow.
I'm sure it's re-uploaded. I mean, that's obvious. But I'm saying like official. I doubt it.
Oh, this isn't it. You know what it is? I see what they did. Smart idea. They took many scenes from the real video that aren't bad. And then they put the song behind repeated versions of that. But yeah, so you can know because the guy's naked. He gets smacked in the ball sack with a spatula, and all that stuff.
Jesus Christ! Yeah,
so really great. 9 Inch Nails, Happiness and Slavery. Go look it up. I don't even know where you're gonna find it now, but don't open your eyes and then fucking right in the nuts. It's a great video. Pinion's up. Yeah, someone's mentioned Pinion. It's up, brother. Anyway, so What was
it's
I?
on Daily Motion. All right. that's
Okay,
good.
all right.
I figured it would be re-uploaded, but nothing in an official capacity. You can find anything on the internet, no matter how hard you try to scrub it.
Now I put up. Yes, thank you. I'm glad you watched my Devil 666 rap video the other day or whatever. Lil Suicide released a song. I appreciate it. I don't really do that stuff over here. I kind of save it for over on my other stuff, and it's up on Patreon if you want to laugh at it.
Lil Suicide with the hot drop.
I'll just play 2 seconds of it, John. Okay, here you go. Here's your make you happy. Here you go. It's Lil Suicide.
I'm a cum shot, you're a queef. You're a pussy, you're gonna bleed for a week. Your crotch is gonna reek. I see you ain't man enough and the sword runs deep. Dig a grave, feel ashamed. I lit this torch and of course I'm burning your corpse up on your porch before your wife and you fucking never have a divorce.
There you go.
I'm a little slow today, so I didn't realize that Shell was tagging somebody in the chat named Furry Balls plopped menacingly on the table.
Oh, you thought you wanted some?
I just read it quick and I was like, what the hell is she talking about? it took me a second.
You know what she's talking about. What she talks to all of us behind the scenes about.
I mean, we all want that furry action. But.
Hey, speaking of furry action and females, coming up this weekend, Till Death Do Us podcast, episode 18 with me and Leah, my wife. It's coming. We've been doing it for 4 years, or almost 4 years now. And Jake, another couple, stole our title. Can you believe that? Some cunt and her husband, Till Death Do Us podcast. Episode's 14. These fucking people always steal our titles. First it was, the people that stole the other one. What was it? The one with me and JB that we came up with, the Leah came up with, actually. Damage Report. Yeah, now someone stole Till Death Do Us podcast. Son of a bitches. But anyway, we've got more episodes, and we got the proof that we did it first. So F those people that stole Till Death Do Us podcast. And they look like scumbags. But anyway, it's coming up. It'll be up on the Patreon real soon this weekend, so look for that. Patreon only. The 17 other episodes, if you missed them, they're all up there. You can learn a lot about me and my wife and what we do in the bedroom. And also what we do to our neighbors. Jake, what do you want to talk about first before we,
the ratings actually really kind of surprised me.
Crazy ratings, night. Yeah, this is weird.
In a dead heat, essentially, AEW Dynamite pulled in 700,000 viewers, and this is essentially the last NXT head-to-head, even though next week they have the TakeOver. They're not counting it, so this is the last NXT weekly show to go head-to-head with AEW. You can say AEW won the war. I mean, really, they were never at a risk of losing, but it was never like they were that far ahead either. So this week, they're only, roughly 46,000 viewers ahead of NXT. So it's not like they have much room to gloat and talk. NXT was only down by about 25,000 viewers, and AEW lost over 50,000. So
wow,
not good for either, brand to go ahead and lose. It was about 7-8% loss altogether, but not great. Surprising too for this being the WrestleMania build, the go home show for NXT Stand and Deliver, and then AEW Dynamite. I figured they would have a bit more with some of the storylines going on that they were promising last night, but I guess it didn't draw as much, surprisingly.
I mean, what I think is the week before was not very good. And then what they advertised for last night, it was like not very good either. So I just think that people thought, well, and they just sort of zoned
I can see
out.
that because last night's card was kind of, I dare not say lackluster, but it was different than their normal. There was outliers, and it ended up working, and it was much better than the weeks prior. So I think next week they'll see an increase with AEW, and then certainly the week after I think they'll see an exponential increase.
Let's guess for next week. You go first if you want, or I'll go. Either way.
Next week I think they'll see 810, and then the week after I think they might almost break 1 million. I think it's going to be just like 995 again, 5,000 off, because they won't have AEW or won't have the competition of NXT. I think those extra people will go over about 200,000 of them. That's my guess.
Next week,
the week after.
Next week, you're giving...
not next week. I'm giving 810. The week after, I'm going to go 995.
Okay. Whoa, 995 next week. Okay, I like that. Okay, so I'm going to go. Everybody remember this. Save this. Write this down because we're going to forget. So you're going to have to be like, Joe, you said it. Blah blah. Okay, so. I'm going 7:30 next week. They're going to do 7:30 AEW next week. And then I'm going to go for the week after. I'm going to say that they do 890. I'm going to go lower and say 890 only. I mean, I almost want to say $1 million, but I'm going to go 890. I'm going to say it's actually shockingly lower than we thought, which is weird, but I'm going to take the low road. No, this will be very interesting then with our predictions like this.
All right, I got it written down. Joe, 7:30 for next week and 890 for the week after. I'm saying 810 and 995. So I've got it saved now. We'll see what happens.
I like it. So and here's the bet. Whoever wins this bet on the week after the second show, out of nowhere, whichever the largest donation of that stream, the winner will get that entire donation. So if somebody drops $50 during out of nowhere, you win and you pick the right thing. You just
so we'll see.
You keep the whole thing.
Something on the line.
Now we're putting something on the line. Yeah.
Top donation on the line.
Top donation on the line for the week.
Getting interesting. Here we go, baby.
Now, now there's something going on.
We always say put some steak in it. So let's see this baby sizzle.
So we could get two $5 donations, and I could be like, maybe Jake, needs to pay rent, and and I could win, and then he could be fucked, And
it could be Joe could be right on the money with his predictions. There.
I could be running out of gas money, and then I make $10 in donations, but then someone drops $200, and that's the largest dono, and you just get all of it.
And I just swipe it from you. And
yes.
Then, you're like, my kids are hungry, and I said, guess what?
Tough.
Should have gotten the ratings right.
Well, suck it, Joe. I like this. It's a very interesting thing. Don't know if it's legal, but I don't care.
Good little interesting, rivalry here.
Did you just donate to Joe?
I like it.
As more people give up reviewing wrestling.
Thank you for the donation. And because you donated,
$20 from Welsh.
I'm going to fist myself in the bunghole.
Thank you, Welsh.
I got to give TV producer Dick Wolf a huge shout-out for that 9 p.m. episode of Law & Order and then the brand new 10 p.m. Law & Order crossover event. Dude, fucking 10/10ths Law Order just beat WWE in one single night.
I mean, does it not always? D. Welsh, thank you for the $20. I mean, dude, wait a minute. Are you telling me that Law & Order doesn't beat WWE?
It hasn't in a long time.
What?
I was a huge SVU fan, and then Stabler left, 10 years ago it's been, 2011 or 12, and the show was okay for a while, then it really fell off, and I stopped watching.
They do under 2 million viewers for new episodes of SVU?
Yeah, but they used to be much more of a ratings juggernaut. I think this is going to elevate them back into more of a prevalent, spot. Having
crazy.
Stabler return is huge. I'm excited for it. I can't wait to watch it, at some point this weekend, so...
Well, I will say that I don't really watch it anymore at all either. But it's one of those shows. Again, when it comes on, sometimes I get in a loop and I'll watch the shit out of it. But then I won't watch it for 4 months. I mean, I don't know how many people are watching, but okay. So I just looked up the ratings. Now, Welsh, I don't know if you know about this, but I just looked up the ratings. The ratings from February 25th, which was their last rating that I see, 2021, they did 3.7 million. And the week before that, they did 4.1 million. So I'm actually looking at the SVU ratings.
Yeah.
I don't think there's been a week that WWE anything has beaten SVU.
Oh, absolutely. I think he was just talking an entertainment factor, but not in ratings. But yeah, they did 5.5 million. That's huge.
Yeah, there's no way.
That's what I'm saying. Once they were doing 2 or 3, now with tonight with the big return, 5.5, 6 million. I mean, they're going to go up and up. Stabler's a huge draw, and then they're doing this whole new organized crime. So people that don't like dealing with the sex crime show, it's a different take. I like all of the different things. And Stabler's, he's like I said, Christopher Maloney. He's one of my favorite actors, and I like everything that he's been in. So
Well, I saw that you actually have a nude photo of him over your bed, so that's
well, it's not a photo. It's a painted mural, oil painted. It's custom work.
Well, but one thing you got to get off that thing is obviously the painter screwed up. He put these little white blotches all over the thing. He should have fixed that before he sold it.
Yeah, stupid painter not knowing how to clean up his mess.
Yeah, I mean,
at least I got Christopher Maloney to sign it, standing outside of his hotel room for 3 months.
Oh, he signed it?
He did. And then I gave back his kids, and then he autographed it.
All right, what else we got? That's funny. Oh, Leah said, what the fuck did Leah say? Oh my God, I was upstairs and Leah said something hilarious, and I was like, oh my God, why isn't that recorded? It was really funny.
I love it when you get those moments and you're like, damn, I
can't replicate what it was. I was trying to tell her how I would sell something, how I'd be selling this product to somebody or something. And I said, and for some reason I said, let me tell you something. And I never say that. I never, if I'm ever pitching something, I go, let me tell you something. I don't do that.
It's not a Joeism.
Not a thing to do. But I said it to her for some reason upstairs. Let me tell you something. She goes, oh my God. She goes, I can't stand when people say that. Like, let me tell you something. Yeah, how about you can go fuck yourself. Like it was like that, but she said it was like, it was, I don't even remember what it was now, Jake, but I was like, oh, why wasn't that recorded? Because it was wicked savage. She was like, when someone starts doing that, like, oh, let me tell you, I tell them, oh, let me go fuck yourself.
She's always got that great dry delivery, so it just catches you off guard.
Yeah, it's too bad we didn't get it because it was really gold with her.
We need a reality show following you around, I'm telling you.
Well,
that's money.
Yeah, if you follow this around for 9 hours, you'd get 8 hours and 48 minutes of just dog shit, and you get about 7 minutes or something of good, and that's not even the right math. Anyway, what's next? You want to talk about NXT ratings? Because those weren't very hot either, but they were better than AEW, I guess. Well, yeah, okay, they weren't better.
Down. They were down quite a bit less. It was only about 3%, but as we had said, it still worked out. They both saw a decrease, but it was a minor decrease, and they seem to be holding in the same spot for the demographics. So good on them. We'll see what happens going forward with NXT moving to Tuesdays and AEW being unopposed on Wednesdays. And Impact saying, forget this, we can't take on NXT. We're already drowning, so they went to Thursdays.
That's hilarious.
And now I kind of understand theoretically what WWE is doing here. They're having SmackDown next week. It's already being recorded. So Raw and SmackDown, because they have to be out of the Thunderdome, are taped. So your go-home shows for next week, you can read the spoilers as soon as Monday if you really want to. Fantastic. I would advise not. Enjoy it like it's live. If you can avoid it, do so. I'm going to try and
it's already bad enough. If I get spoiled on what happens, I won't even do a review.
Yeah, sadly, but what they're doing with SmackDown is making that the go-home show / kickoff show because they want the very first live fan WWE reaction to be like the actual first match of WrestleMania, not something on a pre-show or a kickoff show. So they want WrestleMania to kick off, and then that first match, whoever comes out, like that first ovation, that crowd, like that's what Vince is looking for to kick off. We're back in business. So he wants the first big cheering ovation to come in the form of the start of WrestleMania. The pyro goes off. We have the national anthem and then the intro and more pyro and then whatever the match is. So I get it. So now they moved the tag team title match for the SmackDown side of things is going to be on SmackDown. It's not going to be on WrestleMania. They're also having the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal take place as well. So Adam Pearce announced earlier today that we're going to have a special WrestleMania edition of SmackDown with the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, a fatal four-way for the SmackDown tag team titles, and then we're going to have a interview kind of sit down between Roman Reigns, Edge, and Daniel Bryan. So that's the big announcement for their SmackDown show. But they already announced all the participants in the Battle Royal for the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Sadly, there's barely anybody that I care about or really feel like should walk away with a victory here.
I don't.
They've got Akira Tozawa, does nothing. Angel Garza Cedric Alexander, I would suggest doing something with him, but they just shit-canned him with the Hurt Business, which is one of the worst ideas.
That's the craziest shit ever. And are they
Exactly.
really, I mean, are they really opening WrestleMania? Is that a April Fool's joke?
No, they really want to open WrestleMania that way, to go ahead and not have a kickoff show. So have SmackDown be their kickoff show. That's their plan.
And then WrestleMania will just start off with
We'll just
Lashley.
start off like they'll have like a panel before.
But Lashley and Drew are going to start day one of WrestleMania?
I don't know about Lashley and Drew. I think they're the main event of night one.
Okay, so I saw, but that's what I'm asking is, like, I saw that, but it could be an April Fool's joke.
Oh yeah, no. They want the initial match to be a big deal, and they want, because that's like the first match in front of fans that they're going to have in over a year.
Right. Okay.
So they don't want to have Akira Tozawa and Angel Garza come out and have a 3-minute cruiserweight fight just to warm up the crowd.
That's a great point.
The first match in front of thousands and thousands, 25,000, hopefully 25,000 fans. They want to have that very first cheer, ovation, excitement be natural, because, oh my God, we haven't been out of our houses. We've been stuck home and we haven't had, this is great. And it's almost WrestleMania.
It's almost a reward for whoever goes first. Like,
yeah, essentially.
So, especially since Lashley has done so much in a way. I still think Drew and Lashley are like 7 out of 10s, but the both of them have done good and they've been the best things about the show. So reward them.
What worries me is that they felt like Lashley was going to get cheered. They were worried that Lashley was going to get cheered over.
Oh, he's going to get cheered.
Drew.
Oh, he's still going to get cheered. I guarantee 100%.
They're working their ass off to make sure that doesn't happen. They split him up with the Hurt Business because people like the Hurt Business. They want to make him viewed as evil as possible. So when Drew wins, he really beats the ultimate bad guy. That's why they teamed him with Baron Corbin. So Baron Corbin is not part of the Hurt Business, but they teamed him with Baron Corbin because he's the ultimate go-away heat magnet. They honestly felt like Drew was not going to get cheered as much as Lashley, was going to take away cheers from him, essentially. And they want it to be an all-positive reaction for Drew and heel reaction for Bobby Lashley.
They are so ridiculous. Like, so they have the foresight to know, because I didn't even think about this.
I didn't consider it either.
So they have the foresight to know the crowd's going to be crazy and it's going to be a special thing for the first match. But they don't have the foresight to know that people are just going to cheer the whole thing. They're not going to boo Bobby Lashley.
Exactly.
Or,
and tentatively, what they're trying to do is they're saying that Baron Corbin is not in the Hurt Business so that he can interfere in the Mania match. Because they said the Hurt Business can't interfere. Cedric and Shelton were barred from ringside at the match. But it was basically labeled as the Hurt Business is barred. So now he can say, well, Baron Corbin's not part of the Hurt Business. And that's how the idea to get him involved in the match, to get more friggin' heat over Drew. I'm not a fan of the idea. I'd rather them just have a straight-up big man match and beat the snot out of each other and make it feel personal.
It is possible.
Without all the other added bullshit.
It is possible that the fans do switch to booing Lashley almost because they want to boo as well as cheer, and since he's supposed to be the bad guy, they'll play along more than you would expect. So there is a possibility that the audience will say, we're going to really boo him because that's fun and we haven't booed and cheered in a long time. So I think it's, now I'm starting to think it's 50-50. I don't know what they're really going to do. But I do think that Lashley might get cheered at first or potentially the longer, just because the people respect that these guys both worked the pandemic. And there's going to be a lot of cheering for almost everybody, I think. But, I mean... Yeah,
I don't think there's going to... I mean, there will be heel heat and heel reactions. Like, you will see Nia go ahead and...
when she has a pussy fart, people will get upset,
Yeah. She tries to, seemingly walk away and queef through the crowd.
And for the people that are like, oh, why are you talking about women like that? Well, because it's in all the movies. Did you not see Ghostbusters 2016? Have you not seen all the stuff and all the jokes and all the comedies now? It's all about queefy and poopy and I can do this too and I'm bleeding on you. So I'm just playing into the shit. I mean, you get
but think about it as well as you are. You're just agreeing with culture and counterculture, baby. That's how it works. But like you said, WWE had the foresight to worry that he was going to get not cheered enough as they wanted. He's already the baby face. They've done a good job with Drew. I will give them credit for that and how he's been handled for the most part. He shouldn't have lost the belt to Orton at Hell in a Cell, but that was a minor hiccup that they did correct. This is just, an unfortunate side effect of everything, and the pandemic causes a lot of those issues, but whoever does get to go on first is going to get a hero's welcome, and no matter what, there will be heel reactions, but people are just going to be happy to see wrestling live, I think.
Yeah, exactly right. Like, this is going to be insanely fun to watch the crowd. This is going to be... The crowd's going to be...
Shit bomb!
The crowd's going to be the star.
Godzilla vs. King Kong was awesome and Dwell Spulfag wants to violate your anal cavity.
Ooh.
Oh, Jesus.
I can't believe Godzilla and King Kong is happening. With all that's going on in the world right now, they allowed this racist movie to take place. I mean, really is sick, that you would be this racist to make a movie like King Kong.
About a fighting gorilla. Come on.
And by the way, based on what's going on in society right now, we all know that fucking King Kong is winning the fight. King Kong's been knocking out Godzillas all over the place. AJ Adams, just like you and your family, AJ. Your family's been knocking out the Godzilla all over the place. Or the Kung Fu Lizard, or whatever you want to call him.
Duncachino.
Anyway, oh my God, Mario Rodriguez.
What's my name?
Buenos tardes.
It's a whole new game.
Duncachino.
You want creamy goodness? I'm your friend. Say hello to my chocolate blend.
What do you think of some in the deciding to cut back on their reviews or segments regarding Raw and SmackDown? Even your man Zayn is tapping out.
Mario Rodriguez.
Yeah, I mentioned this earlier, kind of joking, but being serious too. Like, a lot of people are giving up reviewing wrestling, and it's happening more and more. There's been a few journalists that have stopped with their day-to-day coverage.
There's dead.
Brian Zane said that he's toning things back. He's not going to do the Raw and SmackDown reviews because they're just not worth his time. And diminished returns, obviously. So
yeah, God knows, man. I mean, we've lost 40% of the audience we had is gone.
Yeah, and combination of bad wrestling, pandemic, all the above. But it's the market's saturated as well. A lot of people going live. I get that. Still, wrestling's just not what it was even 2 years ago. We need full crowds back, and it doesn't seem like it's going to be that long. Hearing what the NFL has planned, seems like this is really going to be a possibility. So, because of last year's pandemic, they didn't have the Andre. I always say this wrong every time. Andre Battle Royal last year. I always do that. So. That was the last one we had was at WrestleMania 35 in 2019. That was won by Braun Strowman. In this match, we got Slapjack, T-Bar, Tucker, Shinsuke Nakamura, Shelton Benjamin, Ricochet, Mustafa Ali, Mace, Murphy, Lince Dorado, Baron Corbin, Kalisto, Jey Uso, Jackson Riker, Humberto Carrillo, Grand Metalik, Elias, Drew Gulak, Cedric Alexander, Akira Tozawa, and Angel Garza. So basically, the lowest of the low card and a few sprinkles of possibilities thrown in there. The only ones I can really see them doing anything with here, maybe Baron Corbin, but he's already won it. I think that would be a huge waste, but you never know.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe Nakamura, since they did the face turn with him not that long ago.
That's not too bad. Not too bad, as long as they're going to do something, right?
Yeah. That or Ricochet, I think would be okay.
Oh, I think Ricochet should win then, because that'd be cool. But he should be in a big match instead of that.
Well, Ricochet should win this and then use that as a catalyst to start, building up to getting either the IC title or the US title, and then from there, build up his stock even more. I'm hoping that they use this match to finish the story with Retribution, because you have Slapjack, T-Bar already in there. So I'm thinking that they're going to go ahead and fight with Mustafa Ali and eventually lose the masks and go back to their real name.
Mustafa Ali.
That really seems like the plan. So yeah, besides that, does anyone stand out to you? I think that's it.
I'd go Ricochet. I'd let him win this epicness, like, at the end he eliminates somebody crazy, or I think that'd be really cool. Like, what'd be really cool is you're on the outside and the other guy's holding on and you're holding onto the ropes, and then the guy almost nails you off, and then you throw a huge shot to his face, and he holds onto the ropes, and then he pushes the ropes forward and shoots him back, and the guy goes off the side of the apron into the fucking table on the outside, and he win the Rumble that way or win the Battle Royal that way. I've never seen anybody win like that. That'd be kind of cool.
I don't think I have either. That'd be pretty damn crazy.
It's always like inside to the outside. It's never like, oh, no, we've seen a lot of, actually, I take that back. We've seen a lot of like on the outside balancing
You see people
acts.
like teetering on the outside and then pull someone over. Like that's how Charlotte won essentially.
Yeah.
With Shayna, but not to how you described it. So
I don't know. Maybe that's terrible. I just wonder. I just thought I'd never seen that. So
it's different. That's for sure. Got to see how it plays out.
Yeah,
but
it could be terrible.
Be done well.
I think it'd be great if they did something like that. I don't know, but whatever.
It could be fun. Try it out for an actual.
I'm gonna try it on the bear.
Royal. There you go.
Get my garden hose.
The wildest move ideas.
Duncachino?
Don't mind if I do.
Hey,
What's my name?
the Soundwave.
It's a whole new game.
Duncachino.
You want creamy goodness? I'm your friend.
Say hello to my chocolate blend.
Wishing you success with your surgery, Jake. My mom's boyfriend just had brain surgery done a few days ago. 25 stitches behind his left ear, folded hands, heart.
Thank you, Soundwave. Yeah,
That's
hopefully he's doing well now.
That's about what you had the first time, right? Or you had more, maybe 38.
I had these really, really thick stitches the first time. Like, whatever the gauge was, it was crazy thick. And then they healed into my skin, and they had to actually bury them out. It sucked.
Soundwave 92, man, he has been an unbelievable supporter of the show, and I got to tell you,
always. I
met him in real life. That guy is fun and a funny person, and a nice person. I like him. Like Soundwave, for real, I put him over. I don't know what he would say about me. He'd probably say similar, because I was very goofy. Like, I don't know if you guys ever watched the AEW behind the scenes thing that I put up of going to AEW and doing everything I did. I mean, dude, I was a super goofball. Like, I was walking around the building with my fucking pass that I could go anywhere, and just like meeting my friends up in the balcony, acting like a weirdo. I was a fucking psycho. Like, it was very strange. I was saying the craziest shit to people all over the place. We were all pretending to talk about being Jim Cornette's illegitimate kids and blowing them. And I mean, it was just weird. It was a crazy day, and we had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. And, yeah, that was a great time, man. It's hard to believe that was, a year and a half ago or whatever, and, hopefully we get back to it soon. I mean, but, pandemic crap, and...
I had 24 thick stitches. That's what that was.
Yeah, baby. 24. You like that?
I think you said 25, so I lost. Damn it.
Yep.
Duncachino? Don't mind if I do.
Here's the Soundwave again.
Duncachino. It's a whole new game.
Duncachino.
You want creamy goodness? I'm your friend. Say hello to my chocolate blend.
Peacock killing our childhood ironically is going to put a higher premium on old Attitude Era VHS tapes on the second-hand and flea markets.
Yep. Get it now. In fact, I've been looking all over eBay myself. I'm already ready to go on that. I'm ready to buy these things. But, I mean, a lot of people are just going to pirate them, too. So, I suppose, right? Because if you want to... But, I mean, I don't even want to get into that anymore. Isn't it funny how when pirating first came out, everybody jumped on that, like, oh, can't wait to steal it. But now it's like people don't really want to steal anything because they just don't want to deal with their computer maybe being infected or going through the hassle. It's just funny how the world changes. It really ruined...
once they gave people an less expensive and easier option to do so, they will always pay for it. It was like a proven, studied fact that people will always prefer to pay for something if given the actual platform or opportunity. They inherently don't want to take or steal things, but when you leave them little option or you overcharge, that's when it turns into so.
But I guess my point in that is it was different though in like 99 to 2004. I want to say 99 to 2004 it was different because, or maybe 98 even, or 97 even. It was different because, like, it was more about that, oh my God, I can do this. Like, I can go download the new Britney Spears CD for nothing right now. And CDs are $19 now, and if you remember back to that time, CDs were $17 to $21. It was like, what the hell? And CDs had been $9.99 to $14.99, and that was normal. But then they went up to $17 to $19 to $20, and then Napster and stuff happened. And it's like
exactly, and the problem was too. So a lot of times, especially in the 90s, a lot of these bands were one-hit wonders, as you know, and even early 2000s. I mean, we've always had one-hit wonders, but the 90s was like especially heavy filled with one-hit wonders. I mean, it was like this week's, Chumbawamba, next week we're going to have Mambo number 5 at the top. Like, so you would get these CDs. My mother used to be in Columbia House and BMG Records and get hundreds of CDs sent all the time for crazy prices. You get 40 for a quarter and the rest cost you $1,000, those kind of schemes. But still, like you said, once, it was kind of a ripoff to buy an entire CD for the one song you wanted. Once iTunes gave people to just, hey, you want to just buy the track for $1.99 or 90, whatever it costs. People prefer that to have that option, the a la carte, or you could still get the whole CD, or it was whatever you desired. So that customizability and the options there opened up everything. But I remember how new that was and how I ruined my first computer with so many viruses. Oh my God. With LimeWire and Morpheus back then, just trying to download music and like, finding new bands that you never heard of before, and then you'd download something and you'd think that was the name of the song, but come to find out that's not it. You're wrong for years. Gotta love that. But it was a mess because everybody could just, it was peer to peer. So they just would upload and name things as they felt like. So you would, all the time be like, oh, there's a new Disturbed album, and it would be Korn, that kind of stuff. So
I'm just so worried about this. I mean, I understand like a few things, right? Maybe I really don't, because I don't think you should censor anything, but there's maybe 1, 2, or 3 major things that they're like, okay, we're not going to do that. Like, we're going to have to whatever. But the fact that we're seeing DX stuff go, crotch chops go, middle fingers go, the Godfather's entrance from WrestleMania 16 go, what? Like the fucking Ho train?
There's quite a few things that have been changed already, and it's just it's concerning. We said it before, we'll say it again. It's just concerning, and some of it I get. All right, but then just put the warning on the front of the network or the video. You don't go and just completely remove things. It's the same as when they wanted to burn books. I mean, you're ruining and destroying parts of history. It's where we came from. It's what you have to learn from so you don't repeat the same mistakes.
I'm just blown away that they're doing, like, I mean, I guess we shouldn't be surprised, but this is the first time, like, this is a problem because yes, WWE has sucked now for a while, and yes, it sucks, and the PG sucks, and this has been terrible. But now they're going into the stuff that didn't suck and completely ruining it.
Yes.
Which is what the agenda has been in this country.
They're sucking up the unsucky. That's what it is.
The big tech companies.
You're right on the money there.
The big tech companies in this, and unfortunately this is making it political too. Now everybody's angry because now everybody's running around angry at the liberals and the Democrats because they're censoring this stuff because they just won't stop doing it. Like, I don't know what I don't know what the problem is with the fucking left right now with censoring everything. Why the fuck is everything being fucking censored? Like, it's driving me fucking crazy. Like, I'm starting to get angry right now. I'm starting to get angry. That's why I left that piece of shit party, and I hope the fucking liberals and the fucking conservatives, I hope they kill themselves in front of fucking goddamn Hiroshima. Like, fucking cocksucking asshole motherfuckers. Like, dude, I'm starting to get pissed off. Like, oh, we really gotta censor. Well, just go burn the fucking books then, you bunch of fucking Nazis. This fucking country's full of fucking Nazis.
Vince saying the N-word, you're like, oh, how can you argue against that without sounding racist? Like, that's the problem too. But I just genuinely
that's one of the things that I could see
history.
That's one of the things I could see being taken out. Like, I could see
but
that.
But censor him saying the word, but don't remove it happened. You can't say it didn't happen. He should be held accountable for saying that.
Yeah.
So don't let it be erased from history. You already had to team up Titus with Hulk just to make it believable that Hulk will behave. You don't have the best of luck with these things, so you have to show that you're growing and changing. Not
they're coming for everything too. They're gonna come for everything. Do you realize this? Like I'm trying to remain calm. I'm trying to be calm. They're going to fucking come for everything. They're gonna come for more stuff. Then they're gonna come for even more stuff, and then they're gonna come for you. They're already sort of doing it. They're coming for your bank account. They're coming for your shit. They're coming for how you make money. Then they're coming for your kids, and then you're coming for your skin color. You watch what happens. It keeps going like this. Or it's gonna go the other way. Or people are gonna say fuck this and fuck you, and there's gonna be so much anti everything. It's gonna be, oh my god, dude, it's gonna get wild real soon. I mean, this is crazy. All right, I'm gonna flip out. I'm gonna snap.
I've been waiting for it.
I can't. I just can't. I'll come unglued, brother.
I'm thinking about just all the silly things. All right. I get Roddy Piper, excuse me. I'm thinking of Randy Orton. Roddy Piper going ahead and having his, self half painted black. But the message behind what he was saying was pure, saying that it doesn't matter what I am. I could be white, I could be black. He was trying to show. So that, again, shouldn't be taken away. No, he shouldn't be in blackface. But he wasn't attempting to be racist. He was actually trying to do the opposite. It just wasn't delivered well. But you don't stricken that from the record books. I can understand, like, if they had footage of Owen Hart's death and they like, oh, we got to take this off. Yeah, that makes sense. That's something people shouldn't see. But the rest of this, if you aired it at one point in time and it was okay then it should still be okay now.
Yeah.
And maybe if it's not accepted now, it's not, something that's appropriate now, that's a different story. But it should still be able to be viewed. That's my point. You shouldn't be able to basically erase history. That's what it comes down to. Because the network has been one of the best things for wrestling fans in a long time. It really revitalized WWE for a bit. It screwed over the talent with their pay scale, but it got people back into wrestling for a certain part, and it opened up a whole big world of history to a lot of young fans. And obviously people that have nostalgia love going back, but a lot of people got to go ahead and see matches that they've never seen for the first time
Think about this. This is the big thing, Jake. What if fucking Luke Rojas, right? Luke Rojas, in the past 5 years, has gone back and watched all the Attitude Era stuff. And he's come to us when we talk about things, and he's been able to say to us, dude, this was fucking hilarious. Then he does this, that, and the other thing. And Luke Rojas knows about everything that happened, and he laughs and he tells us about it now.
But yeah, he's doing his research. He's gone back even further, and like I said, he's a whiz with numbers. I was so impressed with him.
But dude,
knowing
now
all these title reigns.
Let's pretend the new Luke Rojas is 13 years old.
Yeah, we got Jimmy in the chat, and he's watching. And now, like you said, how can he study?
Now he watches the network, and he watches it, and he goes, stuff ain't really that crazy. Like, I mean, like, the crowd seems more exciting, but all that kid's gonna think is, well, the crowd was more exciting back then, but he's not really he's gonna miss a whole bunch of stuff. And it's like you're changing the fucking product. You're changing
and
the
here's
history.
The thing too, the things they're getting rid of aren't even really essentially that bad. Like the bra and panty matches, right? If you really want to argue about that being demoralizing or against, the women were willing participants. They got paid. They had fun. They liked what they were doing. They've said that time and time again.
Right.
Obviously, you don't want to see that now, but it was a spectacle of the time. Sex sells. We know it does. That's why you have, supermodels eating cheeseburgers and pushing Pepsi. That's exactly what it is. We knew what it was, but it wasn't. It was derogatory to a certain extent, but it was never filthy, honestly. It was risque. It was pushed to limits. I mean, the only nudity you had was the cat and Mae Young, which I don't think anybody counts, but still, the cat flashing everybody at Armageddon. Good thing we had that on VHS. You wore out that tape, but granted, I could even defend that, saying, all right, it's a product of the time, and there's worse on TV today. The swearing, DX. So, they took out the DX State of the Union address. Really? That's one of the things up on the chopping block?
And it was already censored before. They already censored it. So it was like...
And then they're going to go ahead, so they're going to take out something that's saying a bunch of bleeps. It's not even the words. When AEW is able to say bitch and shit. So...
Yeah, Peacock sucks.
It's still cable TV. That's what I'm saying. It's not network television. This is a paid subscription. You can't just access this stuff. You have to have a paid subscription. So let the parents parent. Do what they did on the WWE Network, where they had the option for parental controls, where any content that was TV 14 or up, wasn't allowed unless you set it that way. And guess what? Be involved in your kids' lives and know what they're watching.
Right.
And you won't have these problems. That's what it all comes down to today. Everybody needs everything canceled so the world is safe and sanitized for the children. This way the parents don't have to parent. They can just put a tablet in front of them and let them do it.
Yeah, they're going to make the kids and the people of this country dumber. They know how to do it. That's what they're doing. They're trying to make you stupid. They're already making us dumb as hell. I mean, I'm a dumb person anyway, but I'm talking about they're trying to grab the people who were mediocre level and make them even dumber. It's very telling. This is the only reason you'd control this stuff, and you would do this. You want to stop thought. You want to have thought control. And you want to stop these free thinkers and free speech and everything else. So we're fucked.
Yeah, and
this company's going to die.
Andre in the chat just proved my point too, because he said I hated those old Hardee's commercials. Made me sick over even looking at those burgers. But I didn't say Hardee's. He proved my point. That's what I'm saying. Sex sells. You knew Hardee's. It came up in your head because all I said was supermodel and cheeseburger.
I hated those commercials too because
I hated those too. They were stupid.
I don't like watching people eat food. So it actually wasn't attractive to me when the girl would eat the sandwich and it was all fat and her cheese was dripping all over.
It's making a mess. That's not attractive. I don't think watching somebody eat is attractive to begin with, and then it's a mess, and then you're kind of like spiteful, being like, oh yeah, look at the skinny bitch eating a 1,000-calorie burger. I smell cookies. I gained.
You know what I would have done?
Fuck off,
Jake. You know what I would have done back in 1998 for that commercial or whatever year it was, 2002. I don't remember. You know what I would have done? I would have done this. Girls are in the pool, playing around in the pool, splashing, tits are bouncing everywhere. And then the girl lays backwards and does the backstroke, and her tits are just nice. And then she gets out of the pool, and it's a shot of her ass, and she's waddling over to the fucking table where there's a beer and a burger, but it's in the faraway distance, but you're just looking at her legs and ass. Then it's a close-up of her face, and then she's like, oh, my hands are so wet. How am I going to eat this? And then she rubs her hands on her chest like this, and then she's like,
dry those hands off.
Then she just does this sort of, and then it's a wide shot of her, and then she's like, there we go. Then it's a close-up of the burger, and her hands grab the burger. And then her hands go out of frame, and her whole body's out of frame, except her crotch area. And then for a second, you don't know what's going on. Then the burger comes back down with a huge bite out of it, and she puts it down and leaves it, turns and walks away, and the camera then zooms in on just the burger with the bite in it. And then all the graphics come up real quick about it, whatever, and the splashing and flirting in the background, and then the commercial goes off.
Yeah, you've got something sexy. You're not actually watching somebody eat. You get the idea that she's enjoying the food. She's touching herself in the process.
Yes! Burger and
more,
sex.
baby. Stack it up.
But the commercial where she's like, and then it's like dripping on her, it was that. I mean, I get it was supposed to be like some kind of cum shot reference, but it didn't work.
No,
I'll go with mine better.
That wasn't the facial that anybody wants. When your facials involve nacho cheese, you need to go on a diet.
You're right. I should have worked in Hollywood. I could have really
should have
had
us in a marketing firm. We need
I've
to
got to tell you one more time to tell your community to stop attacking me. I'm going to beat you. You understand me? I hate you so much. Fuck you. Get rid of the new donation of me, you bully.
No.
Also stop mocking my voice.
Shut up. Die. Shut up and die.
And he says, feed me whores.
Feed me whores. Yeah, great.
Wow.
Great.
Yeah,
You're a psycho.
that's what we want to promote.
Well,
here,
let me I'll do it. I'll do it for you, all right? Guys, please leave him alone. Can you leave him alone already? Leave Ryback alone, please.
He's having a hard time. And
I don't want anything to do with that. I don't want anybody doing bad things to people. That's not cool. I don't like it being done to me. Don't do it to him. He's okay. He's not doing anything to me, so don't do anything to him. He's okay. All right? There you go,
some
Ryback.
Positivity and show him what the community's really about.
Right. You show them what it's really about. I don't even know what I don't even know what that means. We're gonna go to one more.
Let me crazy mixed messages. You're like, too nice. I'm like, yeah, fuck him.
Go.
Show.
Please stop punching my cock. Stop punching my cock! Stop punching my cock! Oh my god! Stop punching my log! Oh my god! Stop punching my cock! Stop it!
Can NWA grow?
So you think I want furry balls, huh? Nope, I like a smooth sack. Much love, boys, lol.
Whoa, Shell, you know what?
Oh, you gotta be clean.
You know what's great about me is that I obviously don't grow hair very quickly. So my balls are so smooth, it's unbelievable. And like they don't even need to be touched again for like 4 months.
You become
It's amazing.
a shit bomb.
Smooth.
Raw's worse than a flaming hot javelin to my taint.
Mr. Pico Boulevard, thank you. And Shell just kicked off D. Welsh as the top dog. And Red Comet Man is still our champ.
Shell is leading.
Shell is leading by example. Thank you,
I mean,
Shell.
technically it's ADTR, but he donated before the show started,
that's right.
so
No, you're right, though. I got to put that up. Oh, my God.
He had that big drop.
I'm sorry, Shell. You're right. I'm glad you reminded me.
$9 for a fuck. Someone donated 9. I'm getting hard. I got 9 inches inside of your wife. $9. I'm shooting my semen to the ceiling. I'm coming and my balls have turned blue. $9. Suck my dick.
Bang, Diamond Dallas dickhead.
I have returned from the space between to make you tingle with $9 for a fuck. Thanks for all the work. What do you think was the first thing Peacock jumped on to edit? What will be the last?
Joe's Perennium. I would say any of the blackface stuff and the N-word, Joe's Perennium, $9. I would say, well, we know, actually.
Yeah, I think that like that. What they haven't, I'm guessing, the Mae Young hand. I bet you they take that out. As stupid as, comedy that is, I think they'd find a way to be offended because, senior citizen and the whole thing. And I imagine the whole choppy, that whole angle with Val Venus and the Viagra and
any matches with Taka Michinoku because that's the Asian hate stuff. So he's not even in wrestling. It's all edited out.
Indeed. They're even some of the stuff with Tajiri, I imagine, could be gone. There's so much. The Kerwin White.
Wait, what?
Kerwin White, when they had Chavo Guerrero turn white.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that? Oh,
no.
He used to come out in a golf cart, and he dyed his hair blonde. He bleached it. And he would come out looking like a white guy, like wearing sweater vests and whatnot. And he was Kerwin White.
They got rid of that?
Yeah, they didn't keep the gimmick. It failed tremendously.
No, but I mean, the network got rid of that? Peacock got rid of that?
No. These are my guesses as to what they'd get rid of.
No, they're not going to get rid of that because it's okay to make fun of white people.
It was in the ethnic spot. I bet you people would get upset about it still. That's another guess. And then obviously Katie Vick would be another easy one for them to take off.
Who's going to get upset about someone doing whiteface?
It was more him denying his heritage and saying like whites were better. So,
but it
was anti-white at the same time. It was weird. You have to see it. It was a very stupid, dumb angle, and they weren't trying to make any statements with it. But then again, they were because it's Vince. So.
Oh my God, I see it now. Holy shit!
Yeah, it's hilarious, but not for the right reasons.
Brother, interesting. I don't know.
Sports world has been void of
I don't know. I think that stuff is funny. I don't care what anybody says.
I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with any of this stuff. I don't have a problem even with Vince saying the N-word. You know why? Because it's a show. If it was him backstage being recorded saying the N-word, but it's scripted. So is he really saying it? The lines are blurred. I get that, but still, it's all in reality.
That's the point. That's the point. Like, I don't understand this. Like, I've seen the argument of, oh God, if he says this in public, what does he say in private? But again, I myself have said the worst shit publicly, but privately, I don't go around. I've never said I don't say any bad words and bad jest like I don't call gay people the F word behind the scenes he's a I don't do that. I don't say, hey, this N word, that that doesn't happen. Like, so,
No.
like, I'm not concerned. And if you or someone else does that, I'm less concerned because... But if someone's on a show doing something for some sort of art or entertainment, like, and if a black guy
Prime
says...
example, like Jesse. Jesse's blurted stuff out before, and you know he doesn't have a racist bone in his body. The guy loves everybody.
Well, but he's a little
he likes to be
desensitized.
shocking and edgy, and
he's too shocking and edgy, probably.
so he likes to, have that wow factor in those moments and make it a little too uncomfortable at times. But I honestly would never think he has any ill will towards anybody. That would be the last thought to cross my mind with Jesse.
It is, but I mean, like, it's weird that Vince, like, it is. I mean, I get it. You're powerful, you're rich, you're like, I can do anything on my show. I'm going to do something crazy. And
so he wanted to push the envelope, and
Vince drops the N-bomb. But, like, what am I going to say? How am I going to criticize Vince?
But it wasn't even a big deal then either.
It was weird, dude. No, I think it was kind of.
Oh, it was weird, but I'm saying, like, it wasn't a big deal. It just wasn't. There wasn't this outrage about it. Like like today, if he did this today, there would be a hashtag movement and everything. So maybe because it was less of a social media era still. But
back then, I remember back then people were upset. Like even I was like, oh my god, like what the fuck is he doing? Like I said that too because I'm watching WWE, and then Vince drops the N-bomb. Now he says it with the A, which that's what the argument was. I saw
that is
by the
always
way,
stupid though.
Everybody was arguing this. White people and black people were both arguing this. There were some black people that were upset, and then some black people said, well, he did the A, he knows what he's doing, and that's okay. And then white people were like mixed too. A lot of white people were like, gives a shit. Then some of the white people were like, that's fucking, you should not be doing that. So it was I remember my friends and people I know being split. Like some of them, they were just arguing with it. It was hard to figure it out. I mean, again, it's hard for me to criticize it. I've said it. So what am I gonna say? I mean, and after when I've said it in a joking context, it was like, I remember later I was like, I shouldn't have done that. That was stupid. Just like, but it was part of a joke. It just didn't work. It's like JD when he reads the word. When people are calling him like, oh, he's this, that, and the other thing. Well, he was reading it, but
I said it when I read it on the quote for the LeVar Ball when they were on Raw, remember? And he was spouting off with all that.
Yeah, see, like, context really can matter a lot. Now you can't
we
say
were
anything.
Recapping things on that. But again, that's what it all comes down to. But I don't think it needs to be removed. It doesn't need to be, stricken from
Why not
the
blank it
record
out?
and
Why
erased from
not
history.
blank it out, too? Like, throw a beep up and then have Booker T's reaction, because it's the same
Yeah,
thing.
that's what I'm saying. Just censor him saying it. That's fine.
Yeah,
but
it's
keep
this-
the content up.
You just be like, what's up, my beep? And then
They censored Triple H, and I know Beersy says, who cares? But it does matter because you're going to go back to try and rewatch these things. And even though Peacock's taking it down, there's parity in their contract for their clauses. So they have to make everything that's on Peacock match the network. So the network is altering their content as well. There's nowhere else to go and see any of this. That's it. So if they take it away, there's no getting it back. There is, unless people have it saved somewhere. I mean, a lot of people do have good archives, but still, the point is you don't have direct access to it. And that's unfortunate because there's no real justified reason for them to do this.
I'm assuming Chicken Lover is a troll, right? Are you a troll Chicken Lover? Or you just love chicken? Okay.
I don't know. Everybody loves chicken
He
tenders.
says white people love to use the... I don't think white people love to use the N-word. I really don't.
Oh, I think there's some.
I think there are a few
less, but I don't think they do it in like a disparaging way all the time. I think it's more or less like, oh, this is a taboo thing to say, and this is something that you're not supposed to do. Just like you
don't want to censor people. The reason I'll tell you just real quick to the people
from the grocery store,
don't censor people, because when you don't censor people, that's when you get the real person. And when you get the real person, that's when you can decide who the person really is. If you censor people, then they're super quiet and secretive. Then they go off and they say things behind the scenes places instead of saying stuff in front of people or whatever. And it's like, dude, you're going to create a whole society of wackos. You need to be able to say things outright. Like, say I was somebody who said a bunch of crazy racist stuff, and it was because I thought it was funny and whatever. Maybe I'm not really a racist, but I'm saying lots of racist things, and maybe they're jokes, but maybe it's too far for you. So you would see that and you'd say, well, I don't want to deal with that person anymore because I don't like the type of person they are. I think they're too fucking easy with all that stuff. But now you can't really make that determination going forward because you're not seeing it really. It's all being done behind the scenes or behind your back. And that's even weirder. And so then you get a society of secret fucking racist people or crazy people, and then it builds up until people explode or have a big army of people or groups of people and secretive stuff. It's like, dude, you don't want that. Let people just be what they are. Like, then you can understand what everybody is. It's way easier out in the open. Now, obviously, if there's some guy on fucking YouTube in a serious video saying, like, we need to do this to people, and I won't even say the words, but
yeah,
like, we need to do this, and we're gonna, and you know what we can do to do this? We can all get together at this, and we can fucking do this, and obviously that's okay. Like, unless that was a joke, the guy's really trying to rally hate. Like, obviously, we don't want real hate on the platform, real hate. But somebody who's just making a over the line joke or even racial joke, it's like that should be in the realm of things, because...
But let's even consider, too, I mean, you look at Drew's podcast and how that got taken down and struck his channel just because they were discussing a topic.
The masks!
Talking about...
No, don't even say it. You can't even say it. Don't even say it.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying everything with the pandemic, and it's like, you can't. Because why? It's misinformation to have an opinion, and, that's the sad part. You're not allowed to, but...
Caveman Chris is a great example. Caveman Chris is a great example of what the government has done to all you people and of the country. They have created a situation in which us just sitting here saying that we should all be free to be able to do what we want, where you say, let me get my tinfoil hat. Like, so they've created a situation where you question, like, what's going on in the world, and you get called, oh my God, what are you, a QAnon person? Like, QAnon is a psyop by the FBI and the government so they can catch anybody who brings up stuff that they don't want talked about. So they can literally... So now all your friends, when you run to your friends or when you run to people to say, holy shit, I just found out that this is going on. Now, QAnon is so ridiculous, horrible, and stupid. The Q people are fucking nuts. They're psychos. Now, anytime you legitimately have a problem, and all your friends and everybody just go, you're a fucking Q person or tinfoil fucking QAnon person, you're a psycho, I'm out of here. And they got you in the Matrix, because now all the regular people of the world will actually pop up like the Agent Smith in the Matrix and take care of you and make you feel crazy. So you're like, oh shit, I guess I won't bring these things up anymore. People will shit on me. Fuck this. So like, it's all a psyop.
And then out of fear and desperation, because now you have no one, you've been alienated, isolated, you find it easier to accept their way of thinking because it's forced upon you.
But I will say, Caveman Chris, there is being investigative and there is being over the line, he says. I do agree with that. There are these people out there that think everything's a fucking conspiracy, and it's not. They think fucking everything. Like, oh my God, this is happening. The elephants are eating this. They're polluting this thing. That's happening. Like, so obviously no, right? Like, but the bottom line is we should all be able to be open about everything and be able to call what things are what they are instead of being hidden and weird. Like, you don't want that. So, yeah, I'm not a fan of the conspiracy nuts who think everything is fucked or whatever, like they're losing their minds. And QAnon is a good example of that. But if you actually have something that's a conspiracy, there's a reason why conspiracies exist, because they exist. They happen all the time. Just nobody cares. And so, and at the beginning of one, when you say, hey, this is going on, someone goes, you're a psycho. But then when it happens, then you go, but here's the proof that it really happened. Then somebody goes, oh, I don't know, fucking who knows? It's like there's no right answer. So you just don't want to. You don't want to know that shit really goes on. You don't want to know about it. If 50 kids get butchered by a fucking psychopath with a butterfly knife somewhere, you probably just don't want to know about it. If there's people being abducted and stuff like that, and they haven't quite figured it out yet, but it's going on, you kind of don't want to know about that. You know, I feel like 9 out of 10 people are just like, I don't want to know. But there is that one person who's like, I want to know about that. That's crazy. What's going on? And nobody wants to listen to that person. But then there's people that just think everything's crazy.
But it is golden.
How did we get off this topic? Anyway, we're going to go back to wrestling. I don't know how but we got here because there's a reason why we're getting into this. And it's because it's happening right now to our fucking WWE network.
That's exactly what happened. It's not just the network. The network isn't just the network. It's the archives, really, now, because WWE has procured every territory known to man, you know, throughout history, essentially. They are the only ones with access to things that we can't see or watch anywhere else. Mid-South and, all the Crockett promotions, NWA. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on that network. WCW, granted that you can't get anywhere else. And if they're going to alienate, remove, edit, censor, whatever this content, you're removing pieces of history. Speaking of history, though, today is the 25th anniversary of Mick Foley's debut. Well, actually, 25 years ago today.
Mankind.
So he made his WWE debut. Crazy that, 25 years ago today is when we saw him. It was April 1st, 1996 at a Raw taping in San Bernardino, California. This, of course, being the day after WrestleMania 12, and Foley defeated Sparkplug, Bob Holly.
Oh.
And A&E's and WWE Studios will premiere their biography on WWE Legends. It starts the Sunday after WrestleMania. I believe it's the 18th.
You know, Bob Sparkplug Holly.
Stone Cold.
That was back then before he got the tan. Remember, he started getting tans at some point.
Yeah.
Back then, Sparkplug Holly was so white that when he showered, he made half the wrestlers think Madison Square Garden was haunted. It was fucking crazy. And then people only figured it out once he took a shit in the shower. And then they were like, oh, it's a real person. Oh, that was a terrible joke. I'm sorry. Okay, here we go.
Here's another thing to get you slightly
will
enraged.
Give you the WrestleMania feeling match. For me, it would be Keith Lee versus Brock Lesnar.
Big Daddy Delicious. What a name. Coming down the aisle, Big Daddy Delicious.
People wanted to see this match to begin with, Joe, and then we got the Rumble moment where they met up, and Keith, goes ahead and he's like, "Oh, big boy," when he's coming out, you see Lesnar, big boy, and then we have that GIF. It's great. Their interaction was awesome. Love that moment. I've wanted to really see that match since they had that face-off and small interaction,
right,
with last year's Rumble. Thing is, where the hell is at this point? I've heard so many stories with Keith Lee. Aleister Black is apparently back in the Performance Center training to come back, but Andrade's gone. We know that already. I've heard so many mixed things on Keith Lee, so I don't know what to believe, but he's not involved in Mania at this point, and neither is Lesnar. And this is the first WrestleMania that Brock Lesnar will miss since 2013 when he faced Triple H and lost.
Damn, really?
Yeah, he was at WrestleMania 29 against Triple H, 30 with The Undertaker, where he won and beat the streak. He lost against Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins because Seth cashed in. He beat Dean Ambrose in the hardcore match at 32. He beat Goldberg for the Universal title at 33. He beat Roman at 34. He lost to Seth at the opening of 35. And then 36, he lost to Drew in the main event. So he is, with his old matches as well, he has 5 wins and 5 losses at Mania. So this would have been the deciding fate on his record, but it looks like we're not having him this year.
Well, someone's going to cry a river for a long time over this. Oh!
$9 for a fuck. Someone donate.
No idea why that's a shark.
Getting hard, I got 9 inches inside of your wife. $9. I'm shooting my semen to the ceiling. I'm coming, and my balls have turned blue. $9. Suck my dick.
Fade to Black tipped $9. I missed this baby. NBC is run by Comcast, which is awful to begin with.
Right.
We can have Stallion Girl and Cardi B promoting porn on the Grammys, but we can't have our wrestling? Hypocrites. Parent your own kids, you fat lazy slobs.
That is a great point, Fade to Black. Why is Cardi B allowed to talk about her pussy hole in porn and also herself be a rapist and thief? But Fade to Black, thank you. But yeah, we can't seem to get WWE. We can't get Suck It, Middle Fingers, or just about anything else.
Yeah.
Very strange.
It is just baffling. And then seeing Left Shark on the screen there is just tormenting me because I've had to hear Baby Shark so many times today. I wanted to, smash the Alexa and just do some terrible things. Start with burning down the house and then just go on a total spree from there,
I don't understand it.
The goddamn sharks, Joe.
Yeah, Baby Shark ate my asshole again. Oh, that's because you watch the younger kids. I'm like, why is your daughter still listening to Baby Shark?
Yeah, no. Even
That's
Danny
right.
was begging for mercy.
Yeah, welcome to our world. Take that.
Shit bum.
Cheap plug, cheap plug, cheap
Woo!
plug, cheap plug, cheap plug. Join me and Jake tomorrow after Smackdown, previewing the fuck out of Stand and Deliver.
That's right. Recorded earlier tonight. You can hear it tomorrow, and goes with the full prediction, just a little more in depth, and you get to hear a few extra things. So it's worth checking out for those that really like NXT.
Spaz Phoenix podcast on YouTube and Spotify and wherever our podcasts are. Hold for Spaz Phoenix podcast. Thank you, Spaz. And we're going to keep going here because we're an hour behind on the donos.
Yeah,
Spaz.
Keep chiming them in. And while we're bringing them in, Brit Baker says that she's pretty, critical of fans giving the women's division a hard time.
Call your mother or call your father and tell them
Leah's pussy needs a cleaning out.
I'm coming for you. No, keep going. Dildo asses. Oh yeah, horny guys? No, keep going. For you. Dildo asses. Oh yeah, horny guys?
Monday match on SmackDown, what a joke, anything to save from paying talent that Mania payday. Meanwhile, NXT UK is promoting Walter facing Rampage for the title at their next PPV, while in America he's facing Ciampa, which pretty much tells you Walter wins.
What the hell, chicken lover? You say the F word, but you won't let people say the M word? Chicken lover. I'm sorry. You don't have to...
See... I know
Deftones,
they're
thank
promoting
you.
Walter facing Rampage for the title at the next pay-per-view, but I think he might go ahead and win the title back before then. That's one of the things that I did speak to Spaz about.
I'm going Walter all the way. It's a Walter. It's got to be Walter. He looks stupid if he loses.
I think he's had the title for such a long time, and if anyone can beat him, I could see Ciampa doing it. So,
oh man, wow!
I'm excited for that one. That's the one I'm really looking forward to.
I could see them having another match, but I just don't see. I feel like Ciampa is there to just put this guy over, but I mean, you could be right, and I love Ciampa more. I don't even like Walter really, but
because if Walter loses here, it puts over the belt, not so much Ciampa. I mean, ideally, you want to put over somebody else because of the massive title reigns. I forget what it's either like 6 or 900 days at this point.
Puts Ciampa over fucking Walter, is what it does to me.
Well, the thing is, Ciampa's more recognizable. He's the bigger name, and he doesn't even have to travel to NXT. In the UK, he could do it from the Performance Center here, the CWC. But they can go ahead and manage to, pull off he gets the victory tomorrow night. So now that elevates the title, because it's held on a bigger star who's been the WWE NXT champion. That's a big deal. And then from there forward, hey, he wins the title back, but it gets people to get eyes on it and adds more interest to the UK scene. I think it could work.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, it could work. It's not the craziest fucking thing ever to to do that, and especially if you want 3 matches and Ciampa wins and then Walter wins 2 more, then boom. But I'm just not comfortable with it. I would keep the belt on Walter.
I can see that. No matter what, I don't think the match is going to disappoint. That's one of the ones night one that I'm really looking forward to. Can't wait to see that. As I was saying before, Brit Baker, she went ahead and basically said that the fans are of the microwave babies, microwave generation, meaning we want it right now. We don't want to let stuff cook or marinate. We want to walk over to the microwave, put our Hot Pocket in there, and eat it in 2 minutes. That's her direct quote. So she's basically going on saying, this doesn't happen. Things aren't an overnight success. Things take time. So she's pretty much demanding that people stop giving her crap constantly. And the women's division crap and AEW. She's basically saying, give it time. Brit Baker.
Well, she's good.
She is good, but I feel like the criticism is rightfully deserved for the women's division. We barely ever see the women's champion, you know, and here you have people like Carmella complaining about the lack of women's matches on the WrestleMania card, but at least we have both titles being defended, and I feel like we barely ever see Shida or hardly any of the women. We get one female match here or there on AEW. And most of the times, unless it's you know, a rarity, they're just forgotten about. They're not included.
I mean, they're all over the place. They get momentum, they take it away. They get momentum, they take it away. They take it away. They get momentum. It's just all over the place.
I'm glad Statlander's back. She adds to the division. I could see her doing some big things with Brit and a few others. You know, they have a chance here. Just no more factions. Leave the factions.
But
you know,
there's no end to these factions being created.
Shit bum.
Keep coming.
A ratings were down because Luka Doncic was lighting up those Boston buttfuckers. Joe, so you saying Kong is black and Godzilla is a Pacific Ocean honky?
Oh, what are you saying, AJ Adams? You're a sick person, and you're supposed to be a black man. AJ Adams, thanks for the $5 and becoming a shit bum. I can't believe you would equate these two to races. What's wrong with you? You're sick.
Sick bastard.
What is wrong with you, AJ Adams?
Speaking of shit bum and sick bastard, Joey Ryan made a big accomplishment today. He went 9 months and earned his pink chip with his sex addict anonymous group.
I thought he cut his dick off.
No, that would be a super accomplishment.
Yo, this whole city, we're gritty. Yo, we might eat our own shitty. Yeah, eat our own shitty. In the city of Philly, we eat shitty. We're gritty as can be. We can survive off our motherfucking own feces. In Philly, we're gritty. In Philly, we're gritty. This whole city, we'll eat our own shitty. Come on, gritty. That's why our mascot looks like a...
Good luck with the surgery, Jake. Just tell him the furry orange stuff in your brain is normal. I can get Gritty to co-sign for that for you. Why should Peacock just put a warning before the show like Disney does now? Don't censor it, just warning.
I agree.
Disney's had some real, you know, racist stuff in their past. You know, you got Nazi cartoons.
Disney are Nazis.
Exactly. So, I mean, and they just put warnings. They put warnings in front of the Muppets, for Christ's sakes. The Muppets.
Right.
How offensive are the Muppets?
Oh, I mean, Disney aren't. I said, Disney aren't Nazis. Disney's not on. Dude, Disney are not Nazis. I don't know who's saying that. Disney.
Google is amazing.
We love Google. Like Disney are wonderful. They're definitely. Disney keeps all the Nazis out, thank God. And we love Google and China here on the show. Google, China. We love YouTube, Google, China, Google, YouTube, China. Joe Biden is really a good person. Joe Biden, we love you. Joe Biden, we voted for you. Joe Biden. Google, China. Google, China. Joe Biden, Google, China. NBC is lovely. We love NBC. Great stuff from NBC. We love you. Google, China. White people bad.
Trump is evil.
Don't even say it. No, you said his name.
Oh, damn it.
No,
Epstein didn't kill himself?
No, my God.
Oh, damn it.
So USA Network wants Raw to be more edgy like the Attitude Era, but the Peacock wants to silence and revisionist history WWE Attitude Era, thoughtful face, the oxymoron.
Ralph Lauren with the 1999. Thank you.
Thank
USA
you to Black earlier as well. Thank you.
They won't even be able to put their stuff from the USA Network on the WWE Peacock network then if they do that.
They literally will just, you know, and it's their own app. That's mind blowing. Like you said, what a contradiction.
Well, and if there was ever any kind of chance of WWE going back to some kind of edginess, it's like that's all out the window now because it won't make the fucking Peacock shit.
Yeah, because Peacock is limiting it, and it's funny because you do hear stories, and I know it was legit for a little bit early on. Fox wanted this edgier product, not Attitude Era lines, but just a little bit edgier, and they kind of got some of the things on SmackDown. Some of the language went there. They had a few storylines, so they got what they wanted out of it. But it wasn't, you know, the edge that people thought that they, you know, wanted themselves. they're never going to go back to that Attitude Era fold, unfortunately.
Or anything like it, and we'll never get it again anyway. It's just so ridiculous. I mean, dude, I'm not even one of these people that wants to go grab everything and, buy it all up and everything, but it's just like, I really think I have a lot of it, to be honest. I have so much stuff on tape. I have almost the whole Attitude Era from 1997, 8, 9, and 2000 and 2001. Almost all of that is on my VHS collection, and most of it are on like the best of DVD RAWs and the DVDs from back in the day. So, I mean, I do pretty much have everything. The problem is you got to find it. Where the fuck is that part about DX on the DVD somewhere? So I got to go fucking find it and search it and spend hours if you really want to, or you look on YouTube probably either. Yeah, but it's still
but still, the point is that, you're going to the place where it should be. That's, that's their library. That's their history center. It shouldn't be revised in any way, shape, or form.
It's enraging.
And, going back really quick about the Joey Ryan thing, like, I'm joking. I know sex addiction is a huge issue. There's like 30 million people that suffer from the United States alone.
I think I have that problem. I just don't cheat. I just lose my mind instead.
Crazy a little bit, but for the way he does it, he's got his chip in front of his face and 9 months, and but all that's saying is that you didn't act out in a bad way, but doesn't mean you haven't had sex still, or you haven't made bad actions, and you've still been such a shitty person, suing people, not letting everything go like you could, and it just, how tone deaf can you be? But he's trying to paint himself as this reborn man, like he's cleansed his soul and atoned for his sins. And, ironic enough, on Easter weekend, it just isn't working for him. So,
yeah,
he just looks like a scumbag, sadly, with all of this. WWE is still selling Bad Bunny merch that was advertising the tag team match that was supposed to happen between Bad Bunny and Damian Priest, taking on Hey Hey Hop Hops, Miz and Morrison. So they're still selling the T-shirt, but come to find out, it's because Morrison and Priest allegedly have minor injuries themselves that changed it to a singles match. So,
yeah, that's weird, man. Like, that's going to be so much harder. This would have, Bad Bunny with the hot tag would have been so much easier to execute this.
Exactly. He would have, 15, 20% of the match would have been him. That's it. Now he's got to do the full 100, so we'll see what happens. And then, surprisingly enough, the Brian Kendrick was talking earlier today and basically said, hey, surprise, I am fully retired from in-ring competition.
Wow. I mean, he does so much training that I guess he decided.
Well, now he's a full producer on SmackDown. So.
Oh. Wow. I mean, congrats to that guy. That guy really, I still feel like he's new, but I think I saw one of his debuts back, I want to say it was 2006 when he debuted in WWE.
Long time, yeah. Even he was wrestling for quite some time.
Yeah, it's hard to. The guy still feels semi-new, but he's not at all. It's so weird.
Paige was talking to Renee on her Oral Sessions podcast. When I saw Paige and Renee in Oral Sessions, let me tell you, not what I thought I was getting. Very disappointed. It ended up being a podcast.
Wait, it's a podcast called Oral Sessions from Paige?
Yeah. And well, that's Renee Paquette's podcast.
Oh, man, that's going to get weird. People are going to go right from that podcast to jacking off all over the place.
So she's had Oral Sessions for a little bit now. It's a funny play on words, but when I saw that with Paige, knowing Paige's history with videos online, I got quite excited, but it was just a podcast. I mean, what the hell? Talk about false advertisement. Paige says, though, that her neck feels really good, but it scares the hell out of her to come back and wrestle. She's just not in the right headspace. And as much as she feels like she could come back, she can't let go of the what if I get paralyzed or what if something happens. And I can't blame her. It's a very...
There's a new gimmick. Wears a neck brace in the ring.
I mean, you figure she got kicked from behind by Sasha last time, and that was it. Her big return was over in less.
She had a neck brace on. She'd have been okay. Wear a neck brace.
She might have been. Hey, we've seen people wear chest protectors and helmets. Might as well get a neck brace on her.
A black goth, but a reinforced one too.
Reinforced neck brace. Yeah,
and it's like her ass is on them, and it says Paige across the bottom like a big choke collar. Dude, no one's ever done anything like that. And it would actually protect her, right? Because if she gets hit in the back, her head won't snap back anymore. It will only go back a certain amount because she's wearing a protective thing. Swear to God.
I just don't know with the impact. I guess it would depend entirely on, because it's not always a left and right with her. Hers was more of a compression issue, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, with her spine compressing.
Wait, so you're telling me that she has...
Because they had to fuse parts of her neck together.
So does she have a disc problem in her back or a spine issue?
It's her spine. It's her vertebrae up in the top of her neck. Her neck looks like my neck.
It's from all that sucking
together.
Oh shit! Mickey K9, $25 super chat party. For this!
I cannot wait for fans to be at live shows, even when they bring signs. Will you be doing a watch-along for the UFC with a full crowd?
Oh, baby, UFC night's going to be big. As long as it's, if you're talking about UFC 261, me and Jake are going to be wet. Dude, we had a blast watching the last UFC event.
Yeah, you guys had a lot of fun with that.
I hope that we get Nikki J. I hope we get Drew again and everybody, Jesse and all of us, and we can watch UFC again. Last week, that was fun, dude, and it's funny. It was a funny night, too. I hope you guys enjoyed UFC with us, because I loved it. Before Corrupted, it was great. Thank you, Mr. K9. Yeah, Jake, I thought we had a lot of funny jokes on it, and it was a lot of fun to watch it together, and I hope that happens.
I just tagged you on the x-ray for her neck that she posted a while ago.
Ooh.
But that was when she had the surgery, and she has like 4 screws in her neck there. And
oh, my God.
So I get it.
Oh,
neck,
man.
I don't have screws. Mine's fused together, and I have the same spinal stenosis. That's where, because your spine is supposed to curve with your back and make like an idea of a C shape, and hers is actually inverting, and mine is fully inverted, so it basically goes the wrong way. It curves.
Whoa.
Improperly due to all the pressure. So instead of hers having that natural flow, it inverts and pulls back
I see it now. Now I see it, because this is her jaw over here.
Yeah.
So her spine looks almost like her esophagus. It's going the wrong way. It should be curving out. It should be lumping almost. And with phones and everything now, it should be like sticking back the other way. This should be curved this way.
Stenosis.
Oh my God, that's fucking crazy looking now that I see that. Oh my God. Yeah, you know what? I wouldn't do it. Because that's so fragile, it feels like. But, and you're talking about the nerves right here. It's like, oh man, yeah, you can't really wrestle again with that, I feel like. I mean, I don't know how many other people do, but does Edge wrestle with this? Is this what he has?
Edge had a different type of fusion, and he had his own. Yeah, I mean, he's come back, so.
Man, I don't know. I wouldn't mess with this. Especially if I was, I don't know. Especially if I was like a hot female. I'd be like, I know it's my dream, and I know that's crazy. I get it. Oh, why can't a good-looking guy? I'm saying the same thing for even Edge. If this was Edge, if this is what Edge is dealing with, I mean, I'd even think, well, fuck this, man. I got the Vikings TV show, and I got other acting jobs. I would only come back if it was because I couldn't support my family financially.
If it turned into a desperation thing, and she's still got everything going for her.
Easy to say for me, I guess, from here, but
no, I know, but you know, it is a worry, and Sasha did cause that, but it wasn't her fault. I mean, it wasn't like she did anything dangerous; it was just taken badly. So
she just kicked her.
Paige wasn't ready, and it got a bit of whiplash from the kick.
She got whiplash. That's what it was. She kicked her a little too hard, and Paige didn't know it was coming. And it was also a house show. One of the other problems is where she kicked her. It's not that. I'm not saying it's Sasha's fault. I'm just saying breaking down the situation. She kicked her square in the middle of her back, which you don't want to do that. You really want to kick somebody when you're kicking them in wrestling, in my opinion, in my experience. You always want to kick them in the shoulder blade areas. Because when you kick them in the shoulder blade areas, people get less scared. They don't lose control of their neck the same way. But when you kick them square in the back, it's going to make you do this, When you kick them in the shoulder blades, it makes people go like this or that way. But now they know they're getting kicked, so when they get kicked, then they sell it afterwards. They get kicked, they get moved a little bit, and then they sell it. But instead, it's just a straight kick right to the middle of the back, anyway, that's we're super breaking down stuff. I'm not saying it's Sasha's fault, but those steps of Paige not ready, Sasha kicked harder than you would think. She kicked her in the middle of the back. Like, you don't want to kick people in the middle of the back, really, unless they know it's, like, you know what I mean? But whatever. Hindsight, whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? It happens.
She's not saying this is the end. She says, watch out, world. When I'm mentally ready to come back, everyone's in trouble. So she still does want to return. She's just not in that headspace yet.
Right.
So, she does want to return. She's looking to get cleared eventually, but hopefully she can do it and be safe. Edge is doing well, and Christian's able to return,
Christian, and he likes
Brian.
Yeah, Brian. Whoa.
The WWE censorship on Peacock is like what George Lucas did with the original trilogy. He inserted too much BS that it completely changed the original 3 films, and the fan base got pissed off as a result.
It's a good point, Soundwave. It's a little bit similar, And I can remember, though, being a kid when George Lucas first altered these back in the early mid-'90s. I remember being a kid. I had a fun time seeing them, the original series, in the theaters again, and I didn't understand. But years later, they've added more and more and more, and it's like, Solo not shooting first, and the worst thing recently with the shit bomb. Oh my God.
Heart is not something you want to put in your body. If eat a burger from there, you will need to work those buns and let's sweat. You're going to be on a strict diet. If you take the word diet and break it into syllables, the first is die. You don't want to die.
You're right about that, Richard Simmons, and we need to all get sweating to the oldies, and we need to put down the burgers. Heart disease is the #1 leading cause of everything in this country, and we continue to ignore it. So
I thought jealousy was the leading cause of death nowadays. Jesus.
Well,
Bad Baby. The Dr. Phil girl there, the Catch Me Outside. How about that girl? Just made $1 million in one night on OnlyFans.
How are the people in the United Kingdom going to watch WWE pay-per-views? Peacock is unavailable right now in the United Kingdom. The network was the only thing they could watch.
I might sign up.
England is fucked right now watching WWE pay-per-views.
I'll do a review of the Catch Me Outside girls OnlyFans. Hey, Joe. Well, I think you watch it on the WWE Network still.
6 hours, excuse me. She made $1 million on OnlyFans.
Yikes.
That's crazy.
Fucking fire. Good for her.
I don't even know if she's doing nudes or anything, but she just turned 18. And instantly launched an OnlyFans. She knows what she's doing. Think about what she turned this Dr. Phil interview into. She had a whole career. She had a multi-platinum record deal, that
she's
sold
a scumbag
very well, and no doubt about that.
Good for her,
I'm
though.
Just saying, holy hell, you really turned your 15 minutes into fame into
good. Fuck it,
never-ending spree.
What else was she gonna do? Take a dick and get pregnant? So this is great. Now she has money. I guess I'm not gonna hate the hustle. She just seems like a shitty person, but. Fuck, maybe it's all a gimmick. Maybe the whole thing's always been a gimmick. But maybe she is a piece of shit. I don't know. She probably is. But fuck it. I don't know. Good for her. I don't know how I feel. I don't even think I would look at it because it's a little too young still now to me.
She just turned 18.
It's creepy.
Yeah, I
don't know. Maybe it
used to be like when people, because I remember the Olsen twins being a big deal when I was younger, and everyone being creepy about that, being like, "Oh, I can't wait till they turn 18." And
yeah,
that was a big obsession with them for years.
But I was creepy, but that I was their age. So I was like, I don't.
Well, yeah, that because they're the same age as us,
I wanted to fuck them.
But that I'm saying, they were like grown adult men going nuts on, what was the name of the blogging site? Fire something back then, and you used to make your own HTML sites.
Oh yeah, Fire Labs or something like that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And people would make all these
Fire Share.
clocks.
What the fuck was it? Not Fire Share. What the hell is it called?
I can't think of it.
Somebody fucking in the chat's going to get this. So I'm going to freak the fuck out if we don't get it. It's Fire Labs or Fire Starter.
Fire something.
God damn it. It's not Firefox. It's something else. It's Fire... fuck. Fire something. We're going to... Whoever gets it, I'm going to give you a big slurp. Fuck.
Damn it. I hate it when I can't think of that. Someone in the chat eventually will chime in, but still, it's just, it is amazing for her to go ahead and turn this into so much money that quick. And I guess she's not even doing anything nude either. It's just lewd.
Fire crotch, someone said.
Fire crotch.
Fire fuck.
Fire sluts.
Fire sluts. That'd be a good website for porn. Fire sluts. Angel Fire. There you go.
Angel Fire. Thank you.
We were going the wrong way with the words. Fire this.
Network. I knew Fire was going to come after it, and I couldn't. Yeah. Fire
of course,
share,
nerd
Fire
would get
share.
it.
No, it was Angel Fire. Angel Fire was what I was going for. And people would make those disgusting countdown websites and all that kind of stuff. Oh, 6 more days till they're 18. It's like, yeah, then what?
Yeah, and then I'm going to go sniff their other sister who's younger. Fucking weird. Hey, speaking of Angel Fire, not to bring up my Stabbing Westward fandom, but I was trying to find some old thing from back in the day, and I was Googling it, and I couldn't find it, but then I did find a fucking website that was made on, I don't know, it was made on a site that ended up getting converted to a new site from like an Angel Fire type of website. And here it is. Article about this band from 1996.
Wow, that's crazy.
With all the fucking links the same way they were. Do you remember when you used to build the website back in the day on these sites? How funny it was to build a website in 1996? And how you'd make everything link and everything was HTML. And this even reminds you of MySpace 10, 12 years later.
Yeah, because MySpace allowed all that. That's how everybody got to learn HTML.
Right.
Oh, it used to be so annoying. You go on somebody's page and there was just music playing.
Just everything. The letters would start. People had the Matrix
thing
was
like freaking out and dancing and butterflies and swirls and depends on where
the more shit they add, the more your computer would freeze. And you just be like, fucking listen, goddamn Annie. I can't even see your fucking page because it's so full of fucking shit. You got Boys to Men GIFs going on in the background while the new fucking Panic at the Disco song or something is playing. And then your fucking goddamn, instead of having 8 friends on your top list, you've got the 40 or whatever the new thing is. And then you've got the music player on the right. And so there's 2 songs playing now. And then there's a YouTube video attached to an HTML thing. And just fucking, it was insane. People were nuts. It was like, fucking dial this shit back, motherfucker. I can't fucking load your page, you fucking asshole. Just because you can.
Back then, because of the limited bandwidth, it was a nightmare.
Oh, hilarious. What's up, Awandi? For research purpose? Oh, for the Olsen twins? Shit bomb! That's weird.
You become a shit bomb.
Okay, the donos are going to interrupt us from the rest of the show so we can catch up. JCS Foot Rub, thank you for the $1, my brother.
We have the teams revealed for the SmackDown Tag Team titles, for the Fatal 4-Way. That will happen. The Dirty Dog, so that's Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode. I hate calling them that. I'm sorry. It drives me nuts.
Good Lord.
Yeah, they will be taking on Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins of the Street Profits, as well as Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio, and Chad Gable and Otis of Alpha Academy.
WWE content.
Hail Metal Forever says Piracy's going through the roof for WWE.
It really is Hail Metal, and that's the sad part.
I'm going to be recording tons of YouTube videos probably to save them, and so I don't have to go back and sift through my DVD collection.
Yeah, people are going to have to back up everything as they were. A lot of people were burning stuff off the network on the DVDs, and
I wish I got it now
as well.
Because that's the problem is now you won't really have it in high quality. Though.
Yeah, now you won't have it all. So. Especially if they start taking more stuff down. Yeah, I don't know. It could be the Street Profits getting the win here, but there's just no real interest in any of these teams. The Street Profits haven't done anything since they lost the belts.
I endorse Randy Whitebeard's our next monetized champion. Love you, Joe and Jake. Great show, brothers.
Hey, thank you, Firebird, for the $3, dude. Appreciate it. And speaking of
Speaking of fire.
What? Oh, yeah, Firebird, yeah.
Fire.
Hey, listen, guys, if you can, thank you, Firebird. Really appreciate that. If you guys want to or can and want the bonus content, today and tomorrow is the best time to sign up on my Patreon because it's crazy. There is so many people are going to have to take a break or have to go away or leave. So we definitely could use the help. I need your help to keep going. So please think about becoming a patron for $1, $2, $3, $4, $5. You get 30 hours now, bonus content a month, and a bunch of bonus stuff coming to Patreon. And here's the $25 producers and above.
Yeah, a couple of dollars get you Corrupted live, and then $5 unlocks a whole bunch of extra content and podcast. And never mind, if you're just signing up, you have thousands of hours of audio content to go back and listen to as well. Every, just about every song or donation Joe has is up there as well. Just so much extra content. It's truly unbelievable.
There's a lot of shit to backpedal on up there. And Mr. Pico
There really
Boulevard.
is. I mean, it's an endless amount of content now.
I got to call up Mr. Pico Boulevard. You bring up Stabbing Westward, I'm going to talk about it. Yes, of course I have Dawn. Dawn was on the Escape from LH soundtrack. And it's also, it's like a really fucking awesome song of theirs. And it wasn't even on Darkest Days. And that really could have been on Darkest Days, but.
Yeah, it would have fit in that.
And it was the timing and everything.
Album.
But yeah, good time. They were on a lot of soundtrack. You know what's weird about Stabbing Westward is they're in the original Mortal Kombat. They're in the movie like 4 to 5 times. Like the different song from them plays 4 to 5 times in the fucking movie, and yet they're not on the soundtrack.
Yeah, that was always bizarre too, because I remember trying to find that song
on the soundtrack. Yeah, it's not there.
Because I had the Mortal Kombat soundtrack.
Because that was an epic moment when they're pulling up in the boat and that fucking and you're like, whoa.
And that was one of the ones I was looking for, and I couldn't. It took me forever to figure out what that was.
They fucking weren't on it, but they're on Clerks. They made it on the Clerks soundtrack and in the movie.
Yeah,
very
go
strange.
Figure.
But yeah, anyway, you bring up Stabbing. I'm going to talk about it. I can't wait for the new Stabbing CD. I hope it's good.
So if they don't retain, the Dirty Dogs don't retain, then I could see maybe they do something with Chad Gable and Otis, but I don't see the Mysterio, father-son team winning. Street Profits have been boring. So the tag divisions are in total disarray. The Raw side of things is a nightmare. We don't have anything really planned for the Raw side either. Whatever. We also have confirmed that Logan Paul, as I was worried about initially, he'll be at SmackDown. He'll be at SmackDown this Friday reviewing Sami Zayn's conspiracy. And then he'll also be at WrestleMania, somehow involved in the Kevin Owens-Sami Zayn match.
Oh, boy.
I don't know if he'll be getting physical or anything like that. He could just have a backstage speaking role that has something to do with the match. Nothing was specified about him actually getting active.
How about he attacks the loser? That would be all right with me. If they got to have a match and it was good, and then when it was all over, he attacked somebody afterwards, I'd accept that.
It doesn't sound like they're using him like that, though. It sounds like they're just using him as this PR guy. Because he is very athletic, and obviously he did well with the boxing stuff. No, he's not always victorious, but he looked impressive.
But why wouldn't you have
starting? And
why wouldn't you have him show up and then do something, or like say something, or basically be there, like you just said, for PR? But then why wouldn't you have him show up on Raw the next night to generate this interest and crossover interest in whatever you could? I mean, why wouldn't you do that?
I wonder that as well. Just like when they make certain announcements or they spoil surprises, even with just the base names in the Andre Memorial Battle Royal, they could have kept all those names a surprise and just left it where who's going to show up, who's going to be involved, and you throw one legend in there, and you could have made it more of a big. They don't. They don't. They miss the little things, and I know Bad Bunny's a big deal. He's a Grammy winner, and he's on pop radio, and he's widely known, but his audience is not translating over to wrestling much. They bought his merch. That's all well and good because they like his stuff. Right. But looking on Google Trends even and whatnot, seeing he has a very niche specific audience. He doesn't have this like worldwide appeal like I thought Bad Bunny did. The more I looked into him, he's really limited to just his native language audience.
White people or English speaking people really don't get into him much. And he doesn't even. I don't think he gets a ton of club play at regular clubs. He gets a lot of club play at more that like
that ethnic, setting
right, like
would
Hispanic
fit him.
or
but
Mexican.
But that's really his fan base. So he has a very dedicated fan base, but it's small in scope and lots more than I assumed it to be.
It's not bad though to get to. It's still amazing and great and wonderful. It's just like. But
it almost feels like Jake Paul is the bigger star than Bad Bunny, though, at this point.
Oh, I would definitely. I think that among most Americans, he would be more of a household name.
And that's a sad reality to have.
But
to
either way,
the
whole thing is sad.
Shit bum.
Right?
As you heard, Road Dogg got treated like a real wounded dog and taken out back at his throat, slit a bullet in his skull and burned alive. He's roadkill.
Oh, roadkill.
Road Dogg is roadkill.
Oh my God. That's terrible, AJ Adams. Good God. Yeah, Raw being taped for the next couple weeks really sucks. Anyway,
yeah, it's so disappointing for them to tape Raw. And then the last thing I really want to bring up to you, I know we went a bit long, but they intentionally had that Riddle botch happen. And it just baffles me that was the intended plan, for him to look at the camera, break the fourth wall, and say, oh, I forgot what I was going to say, and go off and just ride away. Like, because it was odd that he didn't try and, like, go to the next line, and then he just rode away. Like, he knows it's live TV. So that's what makes it seem like it was set up, and they just wanted to make him look like a total idiot stoner.
I feel like if they were going to do that, he would have been like, so I heard these scooters in Japan are huge, right? And then he's like, I don't know what I was saying. Or like he would be like, I don't remember what we were talking about. Anyway, I gotta go. Like, and he would just like go away. But they would never have him do that. Like, that was very.
That's why I'm so confused. But it's not. I mean, quite a few people have said that this was the plan. This was
who said it's the plan
to happen.
Give me the names of the people that said it's the plan.
Meltzer, Ringside News. I don't know who else I have.
Ringside News just repeats what Meltzer says, so they don't count. But I get you.
And it seems like they intentionally wanted to.
Someone's fucking with Meltzer. Someone's fucking with Meltzer.
Do that.
They're fucking with Meltzer like you wouldn't believe.
I don't know. It seems plausible. Because if you rewatch the angle with that mindset, because you figure he would be a consummate professional and like why would he just ride off? He knows it's live. Asuka may not have been in on it, but she could have as well, because her reaction was just to look and smile, and that's about half of what she does now anyways.
I just don't buy it. It was or he like executed the line the wrong way or something. But either way, I just don't buy that. Like, it didn't come off right at all. I just don't
that's
buy
the problem.
that.
None of it did. So
yeah, I don't buy it, Meltzer. I think you're being lied to because WWE hates you now.
But we will have Logan Paul, all in all, at SmackDown and WrestleMania. He guaranteed and confirmed that himself on his podcast earlier. Saw that on Twitter, so there's that for you. And NXT, as we said before, the only other thing that they added into their pay-per-view that we didn't cover is the women's tag team titles, the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. We have the champions Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart taking on The Way. So that's Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae. I think that I think they want to reward Candice eventually too, but I don't think this is the time yet. Ember and Shotzi just got those belts very, very recently after winning them from Dakota Kai and Raquel. So I think that's where they're going to stay. I think they'll retain.
I think they'll retain too.
Yeah, and that's night 2. That should be opening night 2 on TakeOver Stand and Deliver. But again, last week we gave you all our predictions for that. Next week we will have our predictions for WrestleMania. Try and throw in some Jake and Joe podcast in there too. But we have the Hall of Fame coming up, as well as Raw. 2 nights of TakeOver Stand and Deliver, AEW, SmackDown, and 2 nights of WrestleMania. So it's going to be a jam-packed week next week. Out of nowhere. I don't know. Hopefully I should be here, but I know it'll be a weird kind of amalgamation combo of NXT takeover review and Out of Nowhere combined. So it should be pretty entertaining no matter what. But so long as I'm conscious, I'll be dragging my stapled ass here. So don't you worry.
All right. Well, let's all hope Jake's okay, man. I'm going to be worried about you. I'm sure you'll be all right, though, but I'll still be worried about you. And this weekend, Till Death Do Us podcast, episode 18 with me and Leah. Potentially tomorrow, me and Jake will get that podcast out, and because I don't have anything to do tomorrow, unlike today, I was so busy. So Till Death Do Us podcast, though, this weekend, look for that. And the questions are up, and we have some questions of the past that never got answered we're going to hit. And me and Leah haven't done this podcast in a while. So very excited for this. Even got a new graphic for it. Episode 18.
There's a lot for you guys to cover and talk about. And,
we're finally legal. Till Death Do Us podcast.
Yeah.
18, baby. My wife's going to act like she's 18 again on the podcast.
Just like Bad Baby. She'll be your bad baby.
Who's Bad Baby?
That's the one that made the $1 million.
Oh. Oh, I didn't know that's her new name. I didn't understand that.
Yeah, that's her rap name.
Yeah, Bad Baby coming up in this place. Someone to queef in your fucking mother and queef in the face.
With the ridiculous spelling, B-H-A-D.
Yeah, B-H-A-D. I'm a bad bitch. All right, we're out of here. Listen, guys, thanks for being here. Hope you guys can jump on Patreon. Don't forget, tomorrow night, right now, make sure you go subscribe to my other channel, Corrupted Nation. Links down below. Monetize this tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Don't miss it, because I'm going to do something fucking crazy to Jake's mother. Okay? Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for the donos. And shout out to the top dog, ADTR. Love you, brother. OG. And the belt. Staying with me, motherfucker. Let's go. Whoa.
Hey AJ Adams, did you see how bad I beat the dark hairy monkey all over Hong Kong? Who's up next?
Oh my god, no!
Bring on it, Slant.
Oh my
I'll
god!
fuck him up too.
Oh, wow. Jesus.
Whitezilla with the dono! Wait a minute. Oh my god, this guy's this guy's voiceovers are hilariously terrible. Like, it's great, but then Mortal Kombat!
That was
what was that?
Rough.
Let's go back to that.
Add a little reverb to that.
Sounds like if Drew was trying to be the guy that yells that.
It sounds like he's constipated severely.
Mortal Kombat? Mortal Kombat? Pilots? Wow. I mean, that's rough. You know, I almost want to play the Stabbing Westward Dawn now, but I don't want to get copyright. So, I thought that was going to be fire, and sadly, that was not as fire as I was expecting, especially when he went, Mortal Kombat! That was weird. That is fucking weird.
Yeah, that soundtrack and the Matrix first one soundtrack I used to love.
Yeah, fire. There's a couple other ones, but
there's so I used to be obsessed with soundtracks because that was, you know, you'd get the best of everybody's release songs.
Yeah,
it was the best way to do it, you know, or bang for your buck.
I don't want to get a copyright, so I'll just play the live version. All right, goodbye, everybody. We're really going. We got to go with the Mortal Kombat. This Stabbing Westward Dawn, that's too slow. It's so sad and slow. And Mortal Kombat cover theme. Let's go with that. Let's get some. Is this metal? Let's see if this is good.
With a test your mic, yeah.
Mortal Kombat! Yeah! Mortal Kombat!
It's not much better, but whatever. Right.
Get over here?
That's true.